Welcome to the Next in Line podcast, where we are helping to prepare you for whatever is next in line. As always, I'm your host, Chance Pitts, and I would like to thank you for tuning into this episode. Guys, as always, if you get value out of this episode, if we change your perspective on something, we say something that makes you laugh, or you agree with, or you think others can benefit from, make sure you're sharing our message with like-minded individuals or people who could receive the same benefit that you're getting from this podcast or from the daily content that we share. Guys, make sure you're checking us out at Next in Line Development. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're also on YouTube as well. Still working on getting launched right now on some other platforms. But guys, welcome back to another Thoughtful Thursday. A little update on me. I'm still prepping for my 100K coming up on April 9th down at Brazos Bend Park in Needville, Texas. Also working through day 65 of 75 hard. I've got pretty much everything done. Just need to drink a little bit more water as I get ready for bed. Done my reading. Did a upper body workout today. Went for a weighted walk on an active recovery for my second workout. And got a Murph lined up for in the morning. So got some things moving in the right direction up in Dallas working right now. But guys, what I want to talk to y'all about today is the desire to move up. Now, guys, everyone wants to progress within their lives, no matter what the aspect is. Everybody wants to have that next promotion. They want to move to that next salary bracket, or they want to experience some kind of advancement on the physical front, or they want to have advancement within their relationship with their spouse, their family, their friends, whatever it might be. Everyone wants to move in a positive direction. Now, guys, I want to focus especially today on those first two areas of advancement, the career and the salary. What sparked this topic for me today was that I have several friends who are getting ready to move to a position, whether it be an advancement in promotion or position, leadership role, that kind of thing, or just in a salary type position move within their company or to other companies. And it's both a very exciting and a scary place to be in your career if you're going through this. Congratulations on making it to this point. That's huge. But I want to make sure that you are ready and you're truly ready for what you're walking into. And guys, I'm going to add this. Maybe you're a leader who's already been within a company for a long time in a leadership role, and you're experiencing some different speed bumps and some different situations you're trying to work through with some of your leaders, and you could use a little bit more perspective or a little bit different perspective to some of the things going on. I really hope this helps you, and I hope this is something that can move you in a positive direction as well. So guys, if you're looking to take that next step into a leadership role or a higher paid position within the company, if you think that's what's next in line for you, I pose to you a very interesting question. Now, it's one I've had to ask myself, and I've had to realize the answer to a couple of times within my career. So the question is, what have you done to prepare yourself for advancement? Or better yet, what have you done to prepare your team and your company for your advancement? Now, you can want to move up within a company all you want. You can spend 5 to 10 years honing your skills, gaining experience, or working on yourself however you want to. But if you're not setting up your team for success by preparing someone else to take your place as you move to a new position, then you're not currently ready for advancement within your company. You haven't laid the foundation for your team to be successful within your advancement. Your company or your organization or whatever else you find yourself a part of has to know that your advancement will be a positive move all the way around. They don't need holes to fill or problems to go back and deal with whenever your position is vacant and they're looking to fill it with someone else. And if you're sitting there thinking to yourself that it's not your job to train someone else, or it's not your problem that they don't have anyone else to take your place so that you can move up, then make sure you ask yourself this question as well, guys. Is that the kind of leadership or the kind of mindset that you would want leading within your company, especially if you were an executive or an owner? Or would you want someone who's a go-getter that helps facilitate their advancement by training other people to take care of business no matter what the job description is? I know out of these two people who I'm promoting and which mindset I want in my leadership. On this topic, guys, If you're one that doesn't think that they need to train someone else for their position, or you don't think it's your job to prepare someone to step into your role, that alludes to another situation that I've dealt with a lot within several different companies that I've been at. And that is when a manager or a supervisor is not wanting to train someone below them because they're afraid that they'll get passed up for a promotion, or they're afraid that that person that they're training will end up being liked better, or that they'll end up better than they are skill-wise. Guys, if you have that mindset, and if you have that thought going through your head, you do not deserve to be in a leadership position or in a higher paying position. I would even go as far as to saying you don't deserve to work for a company or an organization in which you have to deal with other teammates, because that kind of selfishness will rear its head up every single opportunity that you give it to do so. It'll impact the way that you treat your coworkers, it'll impact how you utilize company assets, and it'll even impact the financial means of the company and how you utilize those finances. And it'll also keep you from advancing. Guys, then you're going to be sitting there in the same position. You're going to be jaded. You're going to be pissed off because you aren't getting that promotion that you quote unquote deserve. And your company is going to be looking for the person that they hoped you could have been the whole time. And as a leader and as a manager, I could not want someone like that, someone that is going to act that way, further away from having control of my employees, my assets, my finances, and especially my customers. Guys, if you're in a situation like this, or if you're working through a situation like this with an employee who is exhibiting this kind of behavior, then this can be very, very challenging to overcome. But you've got to stomp this mentality out of your organization as fast as you can. It is a culture killer, guys. It will drive away anyone with ambition who's got the potential to be a career type employee, because as they try to advance their career and move up within your company, they'll just see a big old roadblock in the way in form of leadership. You'll lose more good employees to this alone than you could ever imagine. And at this point, it's not the selfish middle manager's fault for this situation. It's your fault as an executive for allowing it to go on. Now, guys, there's a flip side to this coin if you're an employee. Sometimes good employees and good people get caught up in bad situations with dishonest companies. Sometimes a company will hold you back because they don't want to pay you more, or they have a relationship with someone else who is seeking the same advancement or the same promotion that you are, and they might not be as qualified, and they surely won't be as hardworking as you are. These things do happen. Now, it's not near as much as society today would have you believe, but they do in fact happen. Guys, there's a caveat to this as well. Sometimes as an employee or as a person within an organization, you outgrow your organization. You find yourself ready for advancement or ready for something greater than what your current job or your situation has to offer, and you've got to make a change. And while this is an undesirable situation, especially if you love your job or your organization or your coworkers or even your boss, it does happen from time to time, and it's a really tough pill to swallow. But in the end, it is a valid reason for not being able to advance any further in your organization. Now, guys, if you've listened to the pilot episode or the introduction episode, you know that I used to work for a large cow-calf operation up in Central Texas. And we used to have a saying there once I had become general manager and once I was working with a lot of different day hands out there that had been around the situation for a long time. And what they used to say is, no matter how hard you work, no matter how much you love the ranch, you'll never own it. And guys, what was meant by that was there's only so much room for advancement. You've got to understand your role within an organization. You've got to understand where your ceiling is and what your full potential is. So guys, what I'm saying is you have to be sure to evaluate the situation that you're in and have an open conversation with your company's leadership if you find yourself in this situation. But you have to honestly say that you've worked hard and that you've laid the foundation and that you deserve the advancement that you're striving for. And if you're not getting what you need there, then it's time to either have that tough conversation with your boss like we talked about to see what can be done, or find what you're looking for somewhere else and make the move. But before you do that, you better be open and honest with yourself about where you are within this process. Because it's not only your pride that depends on you being right, but it's your family, in their future as well. Guys, I'd like to thank you for tuning into this episode of the Next in Line podcast. Be sure to leave us a rating on Spotify if you're listening there. Make sure you subscribe on Spotify or YouTube or whatever platform you see. Make sure you're liking us and keeping up with the daily content out on social media. That's at Next in Line Development on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And guys, always be prepared for whatever is next in line.